incompetent. And when you look at the facts, Michigan has a woman governor right now, and she beat a Republican, Gretchen Whitmer.
And just like that magic, guess who we have today? The Michigan governor who got name checked there during the debate, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Governor Whitmer, a privilege to have you on. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Brooke. Glad to be here.
So let's go back to Elizabeth Warren, because she could have done a few things there when she was confronted with that question. She could have called Bernie Sanders out. She could have ignored the whole thing. But instead, she pointed out that being a woman is a strength. What do you make of how she handled it?
I think she handled it beautifully, to tell you the truth. I think every woman who's run has heard the same thing, whether it is from someone in the same party or the other side of the aisle. I know Republican women have heard it. I know I certainly did. And I ran, I gritted my teeth and did the work, and I think that's what women do. And so to hold someone's gender against them is, it's just ridiculous in today's day and age. I won by the biggest vote turnout in the history of my state. We won decisively, and it wasn't just me. Our Attorney General won. She's Dana Nessel. Our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, won. We swept all of the statewide races in Michigan, and people questioned whether or not we could do it, and we did it decisively.
And not only did they question it then, you know, you haven't had it easy in your first year governor, as a Democratic governor with the state legislature dominated by Republicans. I know of one Republican lawmaker who thought it was okay to call you bat crazy in public. I mean, we can laugh now, but I mean, just be real with me, if I may. Like, how much of that do you have to deal with on a daily basis as you are running the state of Michigan?
Well, I don't engage back because it is just a distraction. And I'm a mom. I told you last night I walked away from the debate for a minute to check on my kids who are in finals week. I got a lot going on, and I don't have time for foolishness.
But you're still getting the foolishness, Governor, is my point. Like, in 2020, you have handily won your race, and you're still getting the stuff.
That's right. And you know what? It's going to happen. And so I just gird myself and keep doing the work. And I think that's what women do. We have all sorts of pressures, but, you know, we're not going to get distracted. And I think that's why I appreciated the way that both Senator Warren and Senator Klobuchar handled the question.
And I'm sure, you know, I can only guess that you say yes. You know, of course, you're ready for a woman to be president of the United States. But in talking to voters, but truly talking to voters, do you think America is ready?
I do, and I don't think that it's a question about gender. I do think that it's a question about competency. It's a question about dinner table issues. When I ran for election in 2018, I ended up winning by 10 points in a state that had just voted for Donald Trump. And I did it because I think we focused on the issues that matter to people by showing up and staying tethered to questions about how do we ensure people have paths to skills so they can get into good paying jobs? How do we clean up drinking water? How do we fix the damn roads? These are the fundamentals that I think were true in Michigan in 2018, and that any one of these presidential candidates would be better off if they stayed focused on those issues.
Do you think, though, I hear you on issues, and yes, and amen to that, but do you think part of it is that Jennifer Granholm helped pave the way that, all right, Michiganders can imagine a woman being in the state's top seat, and therefore, you know, maybe the idea of having you in the job wasn't as much of a stretch. But we have yet to have, even though I know everyone points out, you know, in terms of the popular vote, all the millions more votes that Hillary Clinton received than Donald Trump in 2016, there are still there's a contingent in this country that says no. You know, it's not time. And to those people, you say what?
Well, there's no question. We need to have better representation in the C-suites. We need to have better representation in CEOs leaving businesses and women starting businesses. We need better representation in all of these forms. And the more of us who recognize that and do everything we can to empower one another, the better off we all are. Not just women, but men and women in this country. And I think that's, you know, what centers all of the work that I do, and why, as I see these debates play out, I know America's ready. People will question if we were ready for an African-American president when Barack Obama won, and he won decisively. The fact of the matter is, our country needs leaders who are going to do the right thing, who are going to preserve America's moral high ground and our strength in the world by being the best that we can be.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer there in Michigan, thank you so much.